You know what time it is. Do I say that at every video? So, hi, I'm Wanda. Black Women Travel. We are a multifaceted community. We have a weekly podcast, the Black Women Travel podcast. We have a free group, the Black Women Digital Nomad Entrepreneurs. We're on Facebook. We have a seasonal mastermind, which took place winter, spring, and summer this year. And it's just where the ladies get to bring all of themselves into this really safe space to work through some of the things that need to be worked through when you're trying to create and carve a new path, when you're trying to embrace some new behaviors and you need some support to do that, because everyone needs that, right? We also have the Nomad Crew Collective. So this is our paid group, and it's just basically getting access to more tools so you can do what it is you're trying to do better in terms of traveling, in terms of centering your wellness, in terms of creating an online business. So I survey sometimes. I need to survey more often to see like what you all are into so I can try to provide that for you as you are trying to make some strides and move forward and grow and all that good stuff. But today we have a very special guest. We have our annual conference coming up October 1st and 2nd. It's in person in Tbilisi, Georgia. It's also online. So our very special guest today, Miss Kathy Hampton, she has created some wonderful, wonderful information for us. The session is called Stepping Away from Comfort. So welcome, 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 Miss Kathy.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me, Wanda, Miss Wanda.
Yes. So I met you, I don't know, in the internet streets. I think it's because you were in the Digital Nomad group and
Yeah,
you came to last year's conference last December and you joined the Mastermind. So you've done all three sessions with us this year, all three cohorts, the
that's
winter, the spring, and the summer. And you have you put some roller skates on. You were jogging and then you were running and then you put roller skates on and now you are flying.
right.
So just tell the people like a little bit about yourself and your journey so far.
Sure. Yeah, it has really. I have evolved. This whole the internet streets. I've been on them for a while, and due to the panini, I have made the best connections and networked and friends. I mean, like people I respect, people I go to. When you think about a friend, you think about who can I go and ask a question, and they're going to tell me the real thing. That's what I have found. So um, I um, I'm really, I guess, outside of the internet streets. A My career has been in law librarianship. I'm a lawyer and a librarian, and I have in the last, I'm going to say, 5 years, a lot of things have changed for me in good ways. You may think that they may not be the best things that happen, but everything that happens and you believe it's not so good turns out to be what you actually have been asking for. I That's how it has come to me. So when I say I have evolved, I've grown up. I've found growth at an age where most people think, oh, there's no more growing up to do. There's no more change or that you can do. Well, I have done it, and I've done it a lot. and um, it's been really good. It's been really good. I'm no longer just kind of waiting for things to happen. I'm making things happen for myself, more so than just kind of sitting back and yeah, just saying whatever comes my way. I do say that though on occasion, whatever comes my way, I'm going to be able to handle it. And I think that's the confidence that I've gained and I've grown into. Um, and I used to always say I'm not a fearful person. Well, now I feel I truly can own the fact that I don't fear many things. Fear can be good or bad. Fear can give you, um, fear can give you a notice. It's a depositing a notice saying, "Oh, you might want to, you know, turn around and run. There is a bad person coming for you." That's the kind of fear you want. That's the energy. But fear to do something that I'm called to do or interested or curious about. Um, yeah, I'm not fearful anymore, or haven't really been. I'm nosy. I'm nosy.
That's something that I'm wanting to embrace more. I think I've stepped away from it some, honestly, and that's curiosity. And I think
Hmm.
that's what takes us to some beautiful places. I think that's what got me to where I am. And I think that's what is going to continue to help me to grow.
Yeah.
And you were talking about growth earlier.
Hmm.
Talk about how your session stepping away from comfort was the only way that you could grow.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So my growth pattern. I've lived a good life. A lot of, life changes have occurred, and but a lot of it has been, I would say, kind of status quo, not unusual. You go to college, you get married, you have these babies, and not to say that I took for granted any of that. Those were things that I was looking toward sometimes in my life, and and those things were comfortable to do, to attain. They make you feel like, oh wow, I've checked that off the box. I've done these things. But you know when those things start souring, or become stagnating to you, and you aren't growing, you aren't developing, um, and aren't really aware sometimes that you're stagnant or stuck,
Mm.
then that's when you need to be shaken up. And whether it be me, or whether it be the universe, or whether it be the environment or other people, I have been forced to step away. I shouldn't say forced. I have chosen to step away from what was comfortable for me. I've taken a look inside and said, you know what? No, this may feel yummy right now, but it really is like quicksand, mushy, and you can't get out, and it's drowning me, and it's turning
Mhm.
me into someone I didn't intend to be, really. Um, it's not fulfilling me. So yeah, that's what stepping away from comfort does for you. It actually, if I could say this, um, because most women don't have balls, but we have ovaries. Some of us still have. So, you gain some balls when you you
Put a little chest on your hair, get a little chutzpah.
yeah, you start plucking the hairs off your chest, and so you become a little more encouraged, and you feel kind of like and yeah, you start moving, and you actually I had this experience this past weekend, Wanda. I had my very first inaugural retreat, wellness retreat that I've been trying to have.
So proud, so proud. So
Yeah,
tell us.
thank you.
So it's a retreat. You've wanted to do retreat
Right.
since the pandemic started.
That's right.
And
Right.
there's just like all this waiting and like you
That's
have
right.
to do refunds and like all this other stuff,
Yeah.
in the beginning. And so
Yeah.
now you finally get to this place. So tell us about the feelings leading up to it. Tell us about what was going on in your heart and in your mind as this thing
Yeah.
that this idea that was given to you, right?
Yeah.
This gift, this labor of love
Yeah.
that was put in your spirit to bring into the world.
Yeah.
Share with us all of that, if you will, please.
Okay. Well, yeah, I've been wanting to do retreats for a while. My business was started as a blog back in 2007, and on and off, I would write about wellness, things that I had learned by going to a holistic massage school where I was taught all manner of things and thought, you know, in 2018, I said, this has to go somewhere. People need to take go away and feel better so that they can carry on their lives and this be a transformational thing. Well, I didn't know anything about transformational destination retreats. I did learn about that. I took two big courses and paid for the information, and and then I said I got to put my stamp on this. And leading up to this particular retreat, I had weathered two, I would say, I'm not going to call them failed. They just didn't happen. They didn't exist. These are two that I had tried before. I didn't even get to fail at them. They just dissolved. And so at this one, I was kind of like, you know, um, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to do my best. And I had been talking about this so much. I think people in the internet streets were like, come on, girl, what's wrong with you? Get this stuff done. And including you, Wanda. Wanda was like, didn't you do X, Y, Z? Why didn't you? And I'm a good student. I'm a good student. I didn't take any of this personally because I'm learning, and that's the
Mhm.
growth in anything that you do. You have to listen and you have to act upon things. And I that these people are cheering me on, really. And so and so I kind of like started breathing because I was holding my breath. I started breathing, and when I
Mhm.
started breathing, this life came into this retreat, and it all just came. It started evolving. It started moving, and I had a co-facilitator, and she was awesome, and her energy was great. And then the women, and then the women came, and it was the size that it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been this huge giant thing that I was envisioning. It came, and it was intimate and close. I got to touch people, I got to talk to people, and I believe that's what I really
Mhm.
wanted. That's what I really
Mhm.
wanted. You think about things that you want to do, and you might have a vision of them, but sometimes that vision is not what happens and turns out to be even better. And in my talk about stepping away from comfort, rather, um, that's what I found. The visions that I had in life, whether it be career or relationships, marriage, whatever. I I envisioned them one way, but they've turned out a different way, and I've accepted what has come my way. And I believe that um, a transformation or growth or change happens, not in a vacuum. It involves so many things and variables that yeah, you end up getting the goodness in things. Just hold on. Just hold on, and that will come. And it may not be comfortable. It may not be comfortable. It may take, 2 or 3 times to get that retreat started, that, new lifestyle started, um, meeting someone, a companion, who knows, the person that you envision may not be 6 feet tall, might be about 4 feet.
4 foot.
I
Hold
don't
on
know.
now.
No, I'm not going backwards because I already had it. I already did this short thing. I'm going for the tall. So anyhow, that's what I want. I'm telling you, it may not happen. But it, yeah. May not happen. I,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I tried. Actually, yeah, that's one aspect I try not to even think about it anymore because I don't. I would really be stepping away from comfort with that. Anyhow.
That's a little too. That's not the direction. You're gonna try a different one. You're gonna step away, but just a different direction.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
I don't
Well,
know what's
I
going
mean,
on.
but that's part of it too, right?
I'm sorry.
Sometimes you take a chance on things,
Yeah, yeah.
and it is what it is.
It is what it is. Exactly. It is what
But
it is.
when you have the opportunity to make another choice, based on that experience, you're like, well, I'm not gonna go that direction anymore. I'm gonna make a different choice.
Nope, nope, nope. And we are more in
um,
control
they
sometimes than we think. You know,
say it one more time. I'm sorry.
I said we are more in control than we
Uh,
think, especially on those issues of
uh,
relationships. We are in control. So
in many aspects of our lives,
yeah,
I think that we're so consumed with racism and how it impacts our life. What Toni Morrison was talking about. If
yeah,
you keep me talking about it, then I can't be who I'm supposed to be.
right.
Essentially, is what she was saying. And so we're thinking about how we're limited. We're thinking about how we're not enough. We're thinking of um, how it's not going to work. How no one could accept me. No one would pay me because of
That's
my
right.
brown skin and my hair and my lips and my nose and like whatever.
That's right.
Our brain automatically starts fighting, right? And so we talked about this during the mastermind. I shared with you all the sneaky ways we give our power away, the sneaky ways how it just leaks from us, and we act like we're not in control of some things we're very much in control of.
Yes.
We give up our power in those kind of ways. So
Yes.
I want you to share, please, with us what helps you in the trial sometimes. You talk about it being uncomfortable, but like it gets downright messy sometimes, when you ditch the known, ditch even if that's uncomfortable, you know what to expect, right?
Right.
It's the evil, as they say.
Right. Right.
Talk to us about what it's like in that process of stepping away from comfort while feeling uncomfortable as you are making your way through, as you are familiarizing something that's new.
Yes. Yes. So, yeah, that's a good question because different levels of comfort that you might have when stepping away from them. You in my case, I really try to sit still and figure out, you know, what is going to come to me when I move out of this space, let's say, out of this box, this comfortable box. Um, and what I realize is usually I have everything I need inside me. It may not be material, it may not be the financial, but I have the skill set that I need emotionally or something that I've learned to be able to deal with what is out there waiting for me. And I just have to use it differently. I have to think about myself in a different way. I have to
Mm.
realize that I'm going to have to do the work. I can't wait for someone else to do it for me. I can't depend on anyone to do it. I can find counsel if I need it,
Mm.
but I can do this myself if I just take the action. I think when you sit and you stew, you stir that pot, that stew about it, you don't move. You're just, your thoughts are just kind of going around. Um, and during that process is where you really lose the confidence in yourself.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
because you're
Mm.
talking yourself out of it, you're talking about to yourself about the more negative things instead of what goodness is going to come out of it. What you know, what picture you instead of painting a picture for yourself, you're looking at something that you've already experienced and how can you get out of it? Well, you have to take the action. So, it doesn't come right away. A lot of times, I have been on a serious movement though, personal movement for myself. I'm moving only because, and I think it is. I really believe it's because and it may not sound good, but it's because of how old that I am now, or how young I am. And I'm thinking to myself, you're going to be this age in a few months, and you have you have got to do this because
Mm.
you want to fulfill this for yourself. And the pandemic um, created some motivation, should I say? Um, it for me to, like, you know what, get off your butt and get this done. Do what you want to do what you have written in your journals about for many years, your list. You need to that list that you've been cultivating. You need to cross off these things and do these things, and these are things that call for you to live. It's not like you're spending them. These are living things. These are things that you would do to make your life uh, happier, joyful, to wander, to satisfy your curiosity. You have to do these now. And so that's the process that I'm in. And that's the process that I believe that anyone who's curious, anyone who wants to travel, um, while working or living, really, really, because we what is it? We live to no, we work so that we can live the way we want, and that's where I am. I don't want this all-consuming job to
Mm.
control me. I want to be able to see the world um, in all its glory, uh, because I've seen just a little sliver of it.
Mm.
And I'm curious to know more and to see different people and to eat different food, experience just the wonders of the differences that I haven't been exposed to. So, yeah.
We'll see how many countries you get to be mistaken as a local. Maybe. So
Right,
talk about that. So you
right.
recently spent some time in Portugal
Yeah,
and you created the space for yourself to do that. How long
yeah.
have you been wanting to make that happen for yourself? What did it take for you to actually make that trip and, temporarily sever ties to spend that much time away
Right.
in another country.
Well, I a few years back, I'm gonna say probably 8 years ago, a cousin of mine travels quite a bit, and he stopped in Portugal, and he took these beautiful pictures, and he went back again and took more beautiful pictures. I was like, and that wasn't even on my list of places to go.
Ooh.
Amsterdam was the first one. I went in alphabetical order, silly me, but
Come on, librarian.
I'm telling you, organize. Let's go to Amsterdam, and then we'll go to Brazil, and then we'll go to and so silly. And so Portugal wasn't even on the list. It wasn't. It didn't make the alphabetical list that I have. But his picture spoke to me, and he spoke to me. And then all of a sudden, I see all these people going to Portugal. I said, you know what? I'm going to get myself together and see how this place is. And I went through planning with Rashida Dow and Stephanie Perry and Exodus Summit to organize myself to take a sabbatical. Originally, I wanted to do 6 months, but I ended up doing a 3-month sabbatical, and I went to 3 different places and lived there for three to 4 weeks each time, a month each time. And that place just spoke to me. It felt comfortable. Somebody asked me the other day, what was it about Portugal or Porto, which I love, Porto itself? What was it? And I can't tell people what it was because I really don't know, other than the fact that it felt good. It just felt good, and the people were nice to me. They helped me. If I had to choose my neighborhood, you find out where you feel comfortable in, and where, if they had, could I live there? Did they have a grocery store near the place? Do they have good transportation? They had all of it, and then they had more. And yeah, and then the neighboring towns around it, or sections of the town, were even more exciting to me. And it's near the water, and water speaks to me. It makes me just feel happy, and it's wondrous to watch it. And I thought, this is the place for me. And I end up meeting people in neighborhoods and going to coffee, on a daily basis, and say, "Hey, Joe, how you doing? Can I have?"
Not Joe. Joe always popping up around the world.
Jao, or
Yeah.
Jao is the name. So how you doing? I met a whole Brazilian family, and they were like, "Oh, you didn't come to the concert last night." They had in the coffee shop. They would have these little music nights, and I didn't show up. When they actually called me on my WhatsApp and were concerned. Do you need somebody to escort you here? I was tired.
Right.
you know so yeah,
Oh,
it just felt good, and I said, this is the place I want to go. It's beautiful, and it's close to, I mean, it's a beautiful train ride away from Lisbon, which I found exciting and pretty, and also very you know spectacular for me. Everybody has their own reason to be where they want to be, and mine now is, it feels good. If it feels good, just like if you walk into a house that you want to buy, or an apartment
mm,
that you want to live in, if it feels good or makes you feel good, then I say go for it. And so, it's been, and to be able to say that in a whole nother country,
yeah.
that you don't find, you don't know anyone. You don't know anyone, but I'm curious. I'm curious about these people. I'm curious about travel to through Europe and having a base, being able to come to Tbilisi one of these days. So, I'm just going to go get myself a flight to Tbilisi. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I'm going to go to Spain. I'm going to go to Italy this weekend. I can't wait to be able to do that. Yeah,
Globe trotting
yeah,
and all that.
yeah, yeah.
Love to hear that. Because I don't know that that sense of home comes so, I
Right.
don't know. I don't want to say easily, but everywhere you go is
Yeah.
not home. Maybe
Every
you've traveled to
time.
other places and you haven't had that sensation. So it's
Right.
really special, I think, to go
Yeah.
somewhere and be like, wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, and mean it, not like,
Right.
because, sometimes people are there for like a weekend and like, I could move here. Like, this is great. But you like, spend a little more time
Right.
embedded.
Yes. Yes.
And you got to experience different places as well, within the
Right.
country. So that's
Within
really cool too.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to Braga, which is small, but it's so small, but it's got like 40, 50 church cathedrals in one place.
One
It
for
was really,
everybody. Why you
yeah.
in my church? Go to your own. We ain't got to share.
No, everybody's got Jesus in a different way, in a different light somewhere. Um, and then Coimbra, which is a university town. Espino, which is it's a little tiny town near the beach, near water, and that place actually spoke to me.
Mm,
It's not that far from Porto. Um, yeah, it's got farmland near it, but it's also near the beach. It's just interesting and very comfortable. Got Victorian houses there. I thought this is
mm.
interesting. Um, and then, yeah, different places in and around Lisbon were very nice. So, there's a lot to choose from, and it meets everybody's own personal needs. And um, I do plan. I believe I am planning to go to visit again to get part of the process started uh,
Yeah.
for a visa. So I'll be there for like a week or so. I believe in the spring, if not latter part of the winter, um, to kind of get some things going. Yeah.
Start that process. That's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing about Portugal. If you want to hear more from Miss Kathy, she gave you a little teaser for her session Stepping Away from Comfort. Go to blackwomentravel.com. That's travel.com/IBWTJ. And maybe you can come this weekend, girl. But if you're not able to make it in person, check out the online experience. So you'll have access to her session and hear more about her story. Let
Yeah.
her lead you through what stepping away from comfort has looked like for her and what that has meant to her. We also got a little snippet of that with the retreat that you just did, which was that
Yeah.
thing, that wanted to come through you and finally had a chance to express that. So we're very excited to keep tabs on you and see what happens this spring when you go and touch base to try and get your process to move to Portugal rolling and all that good stuff. So we
Yeah.
really appreciate all you sharing all of your experience with us. Well, not all of it, but some of your experiences with us.
Thank
So yes, if you want to hear more, go to blackwomentravel.com/IBWTJ and you'll have Miss Kathy in your inbox. Can you please tell folks where to find you in the internet streets?
Oh, sure, sure. So you can go to Wellside Retreats .care, and that's the website. I'm on Instagram as Wellside Retreats, and Facebook, Wellside Retreats there also. Um, yeah, that's what I do. And I have a blog on my website, and yeah, I write about these things, these wellness things, keeping yourself well. Yeah.
Thank you again. You all definitely go and connect with her, and we'll see
Thank
you
you.
at the conference this weekend.
Yes.
Well, not in person, but
Yes,
unfortunately.
I'll be a talking
Um,
head.
so thank you again, and we will talk to you very soon.
Okay, thanks, Wanda.
Thank you. Take